Now, maybe with the right supplement, maybe even you can do that too, but all jokes aside, let's get straight into it and learn the top 3 supplements that gymnasts use that you as a calisthenics athlete should be using as well to up your planche performance. And with all that said, this video is sponsored by VivoLife, so let's get straight into it. So here's Brandon Wynn, the USA former gymnast ring champion, and here's what he says the most important supplement for gymnasts and bodyweight athletes is.
In my opinion, the correct answer is BCAAs. Why?
And yep, that's BCAAs. But what are BCAAs and EAAs? And if you're into fitness, you've probably heard these terms being thrown around before, but what do they actually mean? EAAs are essential amino acids, while BCAAs are branch chain amino acids. Amino acids are organic compounds that are the building blocks for protein. So what is the difference between essential amino acids and branch chain amino acids? Well, if you look at these lists, all of these amino acids are essential amino acids, and what that means is these can't be produced by the body on its own. You need to ingest these to actually have the body utilized. So that's why they're called essential amino acids. But if you look at this list, 3 of them are branch chain amino acids. So that means branch chain amino acids are also essential. The 3 branch chain amino acids are leucine, isoleucine, and valine, and they're called branch chain amino acids because they're different in structure to the other essential amino acids. They have this little branch chain on them, and if you know chemistry, then that will make sense to you. The branch chain allows these amino acids to be absorbed in the muscles, while the other essential amino acids, they need to be really broken down and metabolized in the liver. So this is why potentially the BCAAs have been hypothesized to be absorbed faster. Now, here's the big question. Why is this the most important supplement that gymnasts should be taking, and by extension, the most important supplement that calisthenics athletes should be taking? Well, here's Brandon Wynn to explain why.
Well, the whole purpose and the idea behind BCAAs is the fact that it has an abundant source of leucine, and leucine preserves lean muscle mass on a regular basis. That's what leucine does, right? So when you're really lean, you don't have a lot of body fat, your body is starving for energy, your body looks to lean muscle mass to break that down for energy at that time, and we don't want to break down lean muscle mass, right? The goal is to stay lean, but we have to perform at the highest level. We have to maintain muscle mass, so we don't want to break down muscle mass for energy, so we need leucine, which is in BCAAs, branch chain amino acids, to preserve that. Now, it's not just about the fact that we're really lean, it's also about the fact that we're training for really long. So if we're training for really long and we don't have carbohydrates or other sources of macronutrients during that session, our body runs out of muscle glycogen eventually, right, if we're really turning it up in the gym. And then it also falls into the state of breaking down muscle tissue for energy. So leucine will buffer that process or preserve lean muscle tissue through that process. So BCAAs, yes. BCAAs are probably the most important supplement for gymnasts or any bodyweight athlete out there.
So to summarize, if you watch my last video on how gymnasts learn the planche so fast, you'll know that gymnasts want to stay as lean as possible so they're as light as possible. This is so they have a good power to body weight ratio. They don't want to weigh too much but want to have a lot of strength. But to do this, they need to be in a calorie deficit. And when you're in a deficit, it's really easy to start losing muscle mass, and they need this muscle mass to build strength. And if you've watched my video on the strength principles for building strength for calisthenics, then you'll know muscle is an important part of that. So you want to retain your muscle as much as possible while getting leaner and leaner. So this is where BCAAs come in, and EAAs. So as you can see from these studies, BCAAs and EAAs, they really help you retain muscle mass while also helping you build muscle mass, especially if you're not getting the correct amount of protein or nutrients from your diet. So taking these BCAAs can really help you build and retain muscle. This could potentially save you months because you won't be losing muscle while you're losing fat. So when you get to that body weight you want to stay at, get really lean, you're going to still have your muscle. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm cutting but keeping my muscle mass. I've stayed the same muscle mass the entire time because I've tracked this using a scale that tracks, you know, body fat approximately and muscle mass approximately. Body fat's been going down, muscle has stayed exactly the same. I've been taking BCAAs, and guys, well, that's worked for me. And guys, that's where these 2 products come in. So we have the Perform plant-based protein and the Sustain electrolyte complex with EAAs and BCAAs. These are the 2 products I've been taking for about 2 months now, and let me tell you more about them. So this is the Sustain product. So this is all about keeping you going during a workout, exactly what Brandon Wynn said. So it has an electrolyte complex, which we'll talk about later, but it also has 7.7 grams of EAAs and then 4 grams of BCAAs per serving. So I take this before a workout. workout. So the whole idea is meant to keep you going while you're in a calorie deficit. As I said, I'm cutting down to like 70 kg now, getting lighter and lighter, but I don't want to, you know, cause any muscle breakdown or lose any muscle during my workouts by not having enough protein throughout the day. So this is what I take before a workout, and it really keeps me going. Have the mixed berry. I say get the mixed berry if you're gonna get this. Definitely get the mixed berry. And then I also add a little bit of squash. It's a black currant and apple squash from Tesco if you're in the UK. So I mix that together. I have that before a workout. You're going to want to take this about an hour to 90 minutes before a workout, because as you can see from this study, subjects that either took leucine on its own or BCAAs hit peak levels in their blood about 90 to 60 minutes after taking it, and that's when you want peak levels and to be at the gym. So you have the leucine, the highest peak in your blood during that time. So take it about an hour before a workout. Okay, so now that we talked about BCAAs and EAAs, you might be wondering, okay, how does protein powder fit into this? Do I need to be taking it with BCAAs, or is it a different thing? Is it the same as BCAAs? So let me explain. So protein powder, whether it's whey, plant-based, whatever it is, it's just protein as well. It's amino acids, but it's a different composition. So instead of just being essential amino acids, it's also got non-essential amino acids as well. So it's got the ones you can't get from just producing endogenously. You have to eat the essential amino acids, but it's also got the non-essential, so your body can produce these. So now you might be wondering, which one should I take, EAAs or protein powder? And well, I'd say it depends on your goals. If you're trying to bulk up, then probably protein powder, because it's going to be high in calories. It might be high in fat, but it's going to be pretty convenient instead of getting a whole meal in, you know, having a whole steak or whatever it is, trying to fit a whole meal in. The protein powder is going to be high in calories. You can mix it with milk, you know, cow's milk, oat milk, whatever it is, and that's going to help you bulk up. But if you're cutting, if you're in a calorie deficit, then maybe EAAs are the one for you, because that's going to be lower in calories. It's going to be sort of filling, not as filling as the protein powder, but it's going to be low in calories and do pretty much the same job and still help you increase your muscle mass and retain muscle at the same time. Now quickly to finish off talking about BCAAs, EAAs and protein, which is better? Plant-based protein or whey protein? And let me just put this up on the screen. I'll let it talk for itself. The benefits of plant-based protein. Of course, if you like whey protein, if that does well for you, if you digest it well, then go ahead, take whey protein if that works well for you. But personally, I'd say plant-based, the new ones that are coming out, especially the ones from VivoLife, they're really killing it. They're becoming way better than whey protein, a lot better for the environment. So I know which one I'd pick, but whichever one suits you, that's what you should go for. And to wrap this up, why do I like the Perform protein? I said I'll come back to it, and well, that's because it's got that complete source of protein. So it's got the non-essential amino acids, and it's got the essential, the ones we care about, the EAAs, and it's got the BCAAs. Not only that, it's also got turmeric, which from these studies you can see it helped with recovery of people doing resistance training. So it's really going to help your recovery. That's what this product is based on. And during my periodization, like I said, I'm really trying to focus on recovery, because the faster you can recover from your workouts, the more workouts or higher frequency of workouts you can do, which means you're going to progress faster. So I've been able to progress faster over the last 6 weeks taking supplements like this than I ever have before, because I've never taken BCAAs. I've taken protein powder, but never BCAAs, electrolytes, stuff like that, and it's made a noticeable difference. So the turmeric, that's one thing. It's also got added selenium, which it's an antioxidant, so there's oxidative stress caused by the body, so there's muscle breakdown due to your workouts. So basically it helps with recovery as well by reducing oxidative stress on the body. So kind of like antioxidants. I think some other products have the antioxidants in it as well, but this one I've loved for recovery. And before I test my maxes, this is what I'm having to fully recover before I test my max planche hold. So as you can see, VivoLife is not just any supplement brand. They're a supplement brand that actually cares about the science. And let me tell you a secret, some other supplement brands that I know of, they don't test for heavy metals. I've had some contact me. I asked about heavy metals, they didn't tell me. Basically, I looked into it, it seemed like they weren't really good on the heavy metals, and heavy metals can be really bad for you in the long term. So let me tell you that. And then they also do batch testing. Some other companies, they don't do batch testing. They'll test. I have to cut this rambling short. We have to move on to the next supplement. Let's go. The next supplement that gymnasts take and prioritize is electrolytes. Even this gymnast and gymnastics coach says he takes electrolytes regularly to optimize his performance.
Electrolyte powder is quite important during heavier training sessions, because if you're working hard, you're sweating, you're losing salts and electrolytes through your sweat, so it's important to replace those and make sure that you're hydrated and functioning properly.
So what are electrolytes? Well, electrolytes are mediums that contain ions such as sodium, calcium, chloride, potassium, things like that. These are ions that are really important for muscle contractions and neurotransmitters, things like that. This one 2012 study states that gymnasts that took electrolytes as a supplement were really able to help retain muscle, so it stopped muscle loss because of course they're in a deficit gymnast a lot of the time during the long training sessions, so taking the electrolytes actually helped them retain muscle. Even the European Food Safety Authority realized back in 2006 how important electrolytes were. They came to the conclusion that a higher intake of magnesium had a cause and effect with the increase in metabolism, muscle contraction, even of the heart. So your heart can beat better with a higher intake of magnesium. Your cell division, normal cell division, is maintained with higher intake of magnesium, as well as many other benefits. By not supplementing your electrolytes, especially if you're in a hot country, you could be limiting how long you could be holding the planche. Maybe if you supplemented, you could hold that little bit longer. You could get those 1 or 2 seconds longer of the straddle planche, and guess what? That's going to help you progress faster. So supplementing electrolytes, maybe it's going to get you that 1, maybe 2% better. Even in this study, they found that low levels of electrolytes were related to muscle weakness and cramping. So, you know, if you find that some days maybe you're weaker, maybe it's because your electrolytes are low. That could be a reason. As I mentioned before, this is where the sustaining comes in and why I've been having it the last couple of weeks. In the UK, it's been a heat wave for the past 2 weeks, I think. So I've been making sure my electrolytes have been replenished by taking this. As I said, get the mixed berry if you're gonna get this. Mix it with some squash and some water. That's what I do. It tastes amazing doing it that way. I have it about an hour before a workout, like I said, but if not, have it in a smoothie. But let me tell you, this has been essential for during the hot workouts in the gym, and especially during the hard parts of my periodized training, and I think has helped me last longer in my workouts, I'm not gonna lie. And well guys, the next supplement I was going to talk about was going to be creatine. And well, I know some gymnasts do take this, some don't, because they don't want the added water weight gain that you can get from taking creatine, but I thought I'd add it in anyway because it's so well studied, so well known, so low risk that you might as well take it. Me personally, I do take creatine. However, there are some people that are creatine non-responders, and I think I'm one of them because I don't see a huge change in my weight from the water weight that you might get from taking creatine, as well as I don't feel too different in the gym. I do take it anyway, just so I'm covering that basis in case it is helping and I just don't notice. But yeah, for this one, you can take creatine, but I thought I'd throw this in the video anyway. Before we move on to the last supplement, I want to talk about Whey by VivoLife. This is by far my favorite supplement by them. So I've tried a range of them. This is by far the one I think that's gonna be the best. If you're gonna only buy one, I think maybe buy this one. So this one has everything you need. It's got all the vitamins you need. It's got the essential proteins, so the BCAAs and the EAAs. It's got the turmeric, it's got the selenium, it's got the zinc, it's got the iron. It's got literally everything you need for the recovery and for the muscle building and for the muscle retention if you're in a calorie deficit. This one also tastes the best. I got the vanilla. I make it in a smoothie. I'm going to show you that on screen. I make it in a smoothie with soy milk and a bit of ice and a banana as well, and it basically tastes like an ice cream, a strawberry ice cream. Guys, I've got to say, this is by far the best supplement I've ever had, and if I had to recommend one, it would be that one. Now, let's get on with the last supplement. Last supplement I'm going to talk about that gymnasts prioritize, and maybe you should too as a calisthenics athlete, is collagen. The main role of collagen is to maintain connective tissue health as well as to maintain mechanical properties of the skin. Collagen also contributes to 65 to 80% of the dry weight of the tendons because of course the structural integrity of the collagen helps keep the tendon robust and helps resist those shear forces during mechanical movement of the tendon. So in a sport where joint health is so important, like in gymnastics or calisthenics, keeping your joints healthy and stopping, you know, any kind of osteoporosis, anything like that, whatever kind of joint problem it is in the future, especially in your wrist, is very important. And that's why taking a collagen supplement might be something you want to prioritize. Collagen is characterized by a high concentration of 3 amino acids: glycine, proline and hydroproline. And as you can see in this graph, the collagen builder from VivoLife has the highest in terms of amino acid profiles of these 3 amino acids that help go and build collagen. So if you want to get a collagen supplement, I think this is the one that's going to be for you. It's going to be the most efficacious in terms of taking a collagen supplement. Again, the VivoLife collagen builder, it's more sustainable than taking a bovine or animal product collagen builder, because it's just the amino acids you need. It's not all the extra stuff that you're getting from really taking a collagen or gelatin based collagen supplement. And if you're one of those people that gets a lot of joint pain while learning the planche, then maybe this is a supplement for you, because you're putting a lot of stress on your joints. You want to be able to recover quickly from this, because the tendons take much longer than muscle to recover. So if you're able to recover faster, you might save maybe 4 to 6 months. I feel like if your joints can recover quickly, that's the main limiting factor in learning the planche sometimes, especially the Maltese as well, is your joint recovery. So maybe take a collagen supplement. You could save so much time in learning the planche. Now we've got some honorable mentions that didn't make it into this video, such as vitamin D, vitamin C, omega-3s. Don't forget the whole has omega-3s in it, so you don't even have to worry about that. And that's going to be really good for like cardiovascular health, brain health, things like that. So take those as well. But if you want a video on these other supplements, such as the vitamin D, how that's important, vitamin C as well, iron as well, then let me know down in the comments below. But if you haven't seen it, then you're going to want to watch this video on how gymnasts learn the planche so fast, because in this video I break it down on what their secret is.